What's up, my fellow ratbags? I'm BigWorm380, and we're going to talk about the PUBG Xbox 1.0 release. I'm going to go over the patch notes and let you know my opinion on whether this game is ready for release or not. So sit back and relax. This is the Access Show. All right, so let's jump right into it. The biggest addition with the 1.0 release is the new map Sanhok. This is something people have been waiting for a while. It's been out on PC for a bit, and so most people have seen the map, at least, in videos. People playing it on PC, but now we get to have it on Xbox. So what is Sanhok? Sanhok is a 4x4 kilometer map, which is 1/4 the size of Erangel or Miramar. And I stand corrected on that. I've been saying that Sanhok is 1/2 the size because Miramar and Erangel are 8x8 maps. Sanhok's 4x4, but if you math it out, it's actually 1/4 in area. So here's a little graphic to demonstrate that. So basically, you can see here it's 1/4 the size of Erangel. And also, here's another one. Just to put it into perspective, if you play Fortnite as well, it's basically the size of the Fortnite map. So 100 players on this map is definitely going to work. It causes the matches to be a little quicker, and it's a lot more fast-paced, which I think is a good thing. So if we look at the patch notes here, certain settings have been customized for Sanhok to better fit its unique design, basically meaning its smaller size. So as far as performance, faraway players and vehicles aren't rendered the same way on Sanhok, resulting in some server performance improvements. As far as gameplay, weather in Sanhok changes dynamically. Players can throw apples while waiting to board the plane in the in-game lobby. Yeah, so apparently that's a throwback to the alpha days of PUBG on PC, and for whatever reason, they put that in a long time ago on that and got rid of it, and I don't know why, but people wanted that back. That's apparently a big thing. So now we can throw apples at each other. And they changed up the red zone on Sanhok a little bit too. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a big fan of the red zone in general, but it's not going anywhere. So they did make it fit this map a little bit better. The red zone is smaller and shorter lasting on Sanhok. So the center of the red zone appears on the outside of the play zone, or the white circle. This means that players are more at risk when they're outside of the play zone. The blue zone on Sanhok has shorter waiting times and longer travel times. So basically, this is another thing that kind of speeds up the map. Not only is Sanhok 1/4 the size of Erangel or Miramar, the blue zones, there's not as much time in between them starting to move, but they have longer travel times. So in other words, they're not going to be moving as fast. So you'll be able to outrun them a little better, I think, on Sanhok, but you'll have less time in between them shrinking. And the blue zone is also dynamic on Sanhok. It checks remaining player numbers before deciding the next circle, adjusting the waiting time and travel time accordingly. This does not affect circle size. So it's looking at where people are, how many people are left, and it actually changes the wait time and the location of it depending on that, which is kind of cool. I'd really like, it seems to me that doing this on Erangel or Miramar would be a good idea too. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. And as far as weapons and item spawn balance, this is my favorite part about Sanhok. This is what makes this map very enjoyable to me. The item spawn rules have been customized on Sanhok to get you equipped for battle faster. ARs, SMGs, and DMRs are spawned more often. 8x scopes and 15x scopes don't spawn on Sanhok. However, they may still be obtained from care packages. So I think given the terrain, the way there's a lot of up and down and hills and mountains, I don't think you're going to really need a 8x scope, or especially a 15x scope. You get a 6x scope or even a 4x scope, that's pretty much going to cover any distance that you're gonna get into a shootout with anybody. So this makes it really nice playing on Sanhok, as opposed to say Erangel, where you drop in and you may hit 5 houses and get some bandages and a belt loop for a shotgun. All right, so moving on to the new weapons, there's 2 weapons that they've added on Sanhok, and the first one is the QBZ. This is a AR, it's a bullpup AR style rifle that uses 5.56 rounds. It can hold 30 rounds per magazine, and that can be extended to 40 rounds with the extended magazine if you pick that up. The bullpup design of it, if you look at the picture, that the bullpup just means that the magazine well is located behind the receiver, or the trigger and the grip. So in real life, this actually makes the weapon a little more accurate in that, like on full auto or burst or whatever, there's not going to be, the recoil is a little bit more manageable with a bullpup rifle. I don't know how that translates to the game. I've only used the QBZ a couple of times, and I don't know. I'm not used to it. I'm not sure what attachments are best with it, but it is a good gun. Next up, we've got the QBU. This is a new Sanhok exclusive DMR, designated marksman rifle. In other words, this can be used as like a sniper rifle. It's got a standard magazine of 10 rounds, 5.56 ammo, which can be increased to 20 with an extended magazine. There's a bipod attached to the gun that comes with this, so it greatly reduces recoil when you shoot in the prone position. I have used this, and it's kind of wonky. If you look at it, the bipod actually like sinks into the ground and stuff, so maybe they'll work on that. I don't know. It's not a huge deal. It should help with the recoil no matter what the bipod's actually doing, though. And then they have the new pickup truck, the Roni, that can only be found on Sanhok. This is the same automaker that brought you the Murado, is what it says. This truck holds up to 4 passengers, 2 in the front and 2 in the bed, and excels at moving across Sanhok's hilly landscapes. The Roni is one of the larger vehicles in Sanhok, so it can be used for cover as well as transportation. Another thing you may have noticed is that they overhauled the crate system and the currency system. You still collect battle points as you play the game. Each round you get more battle points. Those can be spent the same way as before, but they've also added, if you notice underneath my name in the top right corner, there's that G in the circle. Those are the new G coins. That's the hard currency that they're going to be using in PUBG. So if you go to the store, you start off on the crate screen. You've got the same crates that you had before, but if you notice, they're all 1,000 except for the Raider crate. Now, the Raider crate's probably going to be the most popular, which is probably why it's twice as much as the other ones. This is the one that's going to have the weapon skins in it. All the other ones operate the same as before, except instead of starting off at 700 and then jumping up to 1,400 when you buy a second one and 2,800 until you can only buy, I think, 5 or 6 of them. You can buy as many as your points allow, and they stay at 1,000 points. You don't have to, you don't buy one of these and then have to pay more for the next one. So once you open a crate, you can scroll over to My Items, and that's where you open it up and see what you get. Now, if you go to the items screen, this is where you can buy specific items using your G coins. Okay, you can see they have the Bengal Tiger parachute skin. If you get the Sanhok event pass, you can buy this for 500 G coins and instantly level up 5 levels on it, which will unlock other items within the pass. You can buy the pass itself with 1,000 G coins, track suits. These are just different level up things for the event pass. And these, I believe, these are all different crates with specific things in them, specific, tuxedo. I'm not sure exactly what's in these. If you go to the shop tab, you can straight up buy for cash, $10, the Sanhok event pass, and you got the Sanhok pack, PUBG starter pack, and then these are the packages here where you get your G coins. So for $5, you get 500 coins, and it goes all the way up to $99 for 13,000 G coins. And you'll notice once you get to that second tier pack for $10, you start getting bonus coins with it. So it's really a lot just like the V-Bucks in Fortnite, if you're familiar with that. So buy your G coins here, spend them here, and this is your regular crates that you open up with battle points. So the skins, I don't know. The skins are okay. Skins aren't really my thing. I mean, the weapon skins I might use if they come out with some better ones. Right now, the only one I have is this one, the silver-plated S1897. So it's a silver skin for the shotgun that I don't typically use, unless that's all I can find. So, they've got different skins for different guns. Some of them, though, the turquoise, I can't remember what it's called. It's the turquoise and orange ones. I think those are ugly. I don't even like them. So, but some people are into that. It's another way for PUBG to make money, and that's fine with me because it's not required to buy it. And these are just weapon skins. They don't affect the weapons themselves, the damage they do. It's not game changing. So, if people want to spend their money on it, more power to them. All right, and moving on to the UI and UX improvements in the update, the playlist option. So now, with 3 maps now in the game, you'll choose between 2 playlists instead of 2 maps. The Battle Royale playlist contains both Erangel and Miramar. Selecting it will randomly drop you into one of those. The Mini Royale playlist contains only Sanhok for now. You can select both playlists to be randomly dropped into one of the 3 maps currently in the game. So basically, if, right now I've got my game set up the way I've been doing it is just all you do is hit Battle Royale and it will gray out, and Mini Royale will be left, and that's the only map it'll put you on as Sanhok. So if that's what you're wanting to do is try Sanhok out and Sanhok only, then just do that. Otherwise, you can leave both of them, or if you end up not liking Sanhok, you can gray it out and leave just the Battle Royale option and do like before and switch between Miramar and Erangel. Okay, so moving on to performance, it says that they optimize loading high resolution textures on the Xbox One OG. I don't know that they did a very good job of this because I've already seen people in Jade's Discord complaining that they play on the original Xbox and it is still play-dohing when they spawn in. This is something that I've harped on before. They've got to get that fixed because that's something that affects the gameplay. You know, it's bad. It's one thing if the textures aren't quite as detailed as they are on the Xbox One X, but you can't have it where it's still play-dohing and people can't even get into buildings. That's not good. That's not going to work. It says they optimize level streaming on Xbox One X. And as for, they've got a few bug fixes. I'm not going to go through all these. They had the one bug with the lowering sensitivity after ADS, and they fixed that. And you know, so that's a good thing. That's the main thing there. So war mode and custom match. It says for smooth and healthy matchmaking times for our new contents and features, we decided to push each of them live with a time gap. So it's going to go Sanhok, which is out now. War mode will be coming mid-September, mid to late September, and then custom match is going to be sometime in October. They're saying this is to spread the content out to let everybody enjoy each one, you know, as it comes out instead of having everything thrown on, you know, the community. I don't think so. I think that they're probably working on war mode and they're fixing custom matches, and I don't think it's ready is what the problem is. So Sanhok is available now, and War Mode should be coming as a weekend event in late September, with full custom match functionality to release in mid-October. So the way it works on PC, they did it the same way. They had War Mode a couple of different times as an event on over some weekends. You know, it's just for the weekend, and so you had a limited amount of time to play. Well, the way it works on PC now is with custom matches, you can set up, you can play War Mode in custom matches as a mode, or you know, of the game. So I think that's pretty much how it's going to be on Xbox. It's just a matter of waiting on the custom matches. So all in all, I mean, I know some people were a little upset about this because they were talking about custom matches and war mode when the game released, but you know, it is following kind of the same timeline as PC as far as how they got it. You know, they didn't get it all at once. So I say take the time on it, get it right, and don't put it out if it's not working. So that's going to do it for the patch notes, guys. That is what is included in the 1.0 update. So now the big question, do I think that this game is worthy of the 1.0 full release designation? In a word, I'll say yes. And it's ready on the Xbox One X, I think. I know I've played with different people, and some people complain about like the textures and complain about the game graphically. And to be perfectly honest, I think that's one of the downfalls of PUBG on console. I think Bluehole is trying so hard to make this game look better than they should be on console, and it's at the cost of frames per second. This is a competitive game. This is a battle royale. If you've got the best players in the world on PUBG, and if they're playing on PC, they take their settings and they take them down, the graphic settings, to medium or lower than that, you know, on different settings. It blew my mind when I first started playing PUBG on PC. I thought it was great. You know, I could run the game, you know, on ultra, and I had over 60 frames a second. And I thought I was hot stuff. Well, I quickly found out why people were seeing me when I was hiding on the side of a hill in bushes. That's because they turned down all their foliage settings down to super low, and they didn't even see the bush. They just saw me laying on the side of the hill, and I couldn't figure it out. you know. So I guess what I'm saying is you gotta make a decision as a player. What do you want? Do you want this game to be pretty or do you want it to run good? And I know that shouldn't have to be a choice. I'm just telling you that's how the Master Race PC players do it. Nobody that's good at this game on PC runs this thing on ultra settings. They just don't. They go for frames per second. I mean, look at a game like CS:GO. That's one of the most popular shooters, you know, competitive wise also. And to me, that game looks like garbage. But you know, it can run at high frames, and that's more of an issue to me than graphics, is the frame rate and performance. Now, when you get to talking about how this thing performs on the original Xbox One, it's unacceptable. They're still having Play-Dohing issues where people can't even get in buildings, you know, and then you've got other people on Xbox One X's that can, you know, that we land, we hit the ground, and we're in. And when it becomes an issue like that, then they got to do something. I mean, they've got to give us more options as far as graphic settings, and I think on a console that's probably harder to do, or they don't want to do that. But they don't have to give us settings that we can turn up necessarily, but give us settings we can turn down maybe. And that might help performance on, you know, certain Xboxes. Or do some testing. Take out some bushes, take out some stuff. I mean, strip it down a little bit more. I don't think anybody that seriously tries to play this game would have a problem with a few less bushes and, you know, not so good looking graphics. But there again, in the console world, that's what everybody looks at. That's what everybody judges a game on, it seems like nowadays, is graphics, and it's not the game itself. So I don't know. It's a balancing act. Like I said, I would say for the Xbox One X, yeah, I give this, you know, I give it an okay on the release. I'm enjoying the Sanhok map. The loot on it's great. And they're doing a real good job, you know, improving the game. Of course, everybody would love this thing to be a lot farther along than it is, be 100%, 60 frames per second. You know, I don't know if it's ever going to get to that point, but it is improving. And there again, I'm a fan of PUBG. I like the game. I like playing it. I'm going to be playing it more. And, you know, let's be honest. If you're a fan of a game, you're going to accept stuff like this a little more than if you're on the fence, or, you know, you don't even really care about it. So, I mean, I played Ark for a long time. If you ever played Ark Survival, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, is this comparable to the PC version? No. But what console game is, to be honest? So, they're going to keep working on the game. They have the Fix PUBG program going, and that's in full swing right now. And optimizations are a big part of that. So hopefully they're not done updating the game just because it's released. They're on about, I think, the 18th, 17th or 18th patch or so on PC since it released 1.0. So the updates are going to keep coming. Performance is going to improve, hopefully, and especially for the original Xbox One players. But what do you guys think? I mean, you guys that have played it, you know, if you're on the X or if you're on the original Xbox One, what is your opinion? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? You know, I know if you're on an original Xbox, you're going to say, no, you're wrong. I'm talking about, you know, my point of view on an Xbox One X. And I think it's BS that it's not working for those with the original, because you shouldn't have to shell out $500 more just to play a game, you know, that you already had. But as always, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Jade Plays Games. And if you'd like to, go check out my channel, Big Worm 380 Gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.